Shalom, it's Selfie Carats. Hey, shalom, it's Selfie Carats. What's up, Leo, Virgo Libra? So we're going to be doing your June 2021 reading for this month. All right, so this is going to be for your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and your north node, okay? You guys may also watch for your Jupiter placement if you guys are spying on your hubby or your lovey. Okay, so your hubby or your lovey. So we're gonna be going ahead and tapping into your ESPM for the month. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you next weekend. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. We're aiming for that G. Okay, I said I got off track with that G. I was so upset. I said that was spirit and people trying to hold me back. These want to hold me back. Y'all can hear that song. Okay. So this is for your emotional. So we got a dragon. Oh, I had a conversation with a female dragon. Had a fire conversation. All right, beware of self-delusion, okay? So beware of the self-delusion that you're going to be having with yourself when it comes to how you emotionally feel, how you emotionally will go about a situation, but also your self-awareness within, like the particulars at which you would actually have a breaking point, okay? So I was just talking about myself. I was just, like, before I even got on camera, I was just talking to myself about, like, how I warn people about who I am. Like, people like, I'm trying to act normal, and the whole time they be like, I'm trying to act normal. People be like, I'm trying not to act crazy. I said, but, it's not even that it's a crazy thing. It's more so I know what my emotional capacity is when it comes to people, patience, and, my irritants. So that's the same thing when it comes to your emotional, like, maturity. It's like, okay, I know this is probably like, going to be my breaking point. I know, like, at this point, this may be something that, like, I have to see it by myself. Okay, so there's a self-delusion. And then be aware of people who want to use you to unwind their own self-delusion. Okay, beware of people who want to date you to unwind their own self-delusion. People be forgetting that they have ulterior motives when they are and why they're in motive. Okay, so be mindful of that. So we have this news is on the way, bird flying. So this is spiritual. So this may be like you may get like a little symbolism or like a download, or intuitively be guided to see something that you're either supposed to see or not supposed to see. Okay, they said sometimes information fall in your lap when you're not looking. You'll find it. So that type of information. Okay, that spiritual inclination as which you are supposed to be at favor to receiving this information. Okay, so we have for your physical, we have rainbow. The most difficult part of the situation is over. Okay, so that whatever the news is going to be brought to you, whatever news that you have been brought, is also as premeditated or as coincidental as like something that you would normally come across or normally in research for yourself. Okay, but even the initiative to research is going to be as productive as the coincidence. Okay, so just know that. And then we have egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. Okay, so those two are synonymous with each other. Okay, good work, good talent, ethic, not being lazy, consistency, persistency, etc., etc. That's going to be like what breeds these good results, what breeds this this hatching. Okay, this egg. Okay, so they always say don't put your eggs in one basket, but it's also don't put your egg in a basket that isn't even like that's gonna produce a bastard. Like, don't put your egg in a basket that's gonna produce a bastard. Like, period. Okay, so we got that for the first week, and then for your, I'm gonna quote from the bottom of this. Make this real. My mom was just asking about that song. I think it's twinning them. All right, so we got this. All right, so we got, okay, this is for your emotional. Oh, we got owl. So good advice from a wise person. So exactly, when it comes to that, your higher mind is your owl. But you're also those who have been in longer term relationships, those who have been in maybe something that's more been solid with themselves emotionally, they're going to give you that wise advice. So take that, okay? That wise person does not come in, and you are not just, if you don't keep yourself around frivolous people who say anything to please you, then you're not just hearing junk. You're able to decipher, okay, when I come across, like, for me as a spiritualist, anytime I talk to somebody, I know they're a wise person. I know they have something to offer me. Okay, but also, owls is the bird of wisdom. Owl is the bird of higher knowing, higher knowledge, higher sensory. Okay, so knowing that, like, if your senses have been high, if you have been developing your senses to be this high, then always who the perpetrator is and who's the person who's coming to just inflict. But also be discerning of the wise as well. All right, so we have the first spiritual. We have boots. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. Because one day these brown boots may gonna walk all over you. All right, shout out to Jessica Simpson. All right, so we got boot. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. This is spiritual, okay? So if you want to receive more from spirit, you're going to get more from spirit. If you want to obtain more spiritual awareness, then you have to be very thankful when you receive that awareness, okay? So the thankfulness, the gratitude for when you receive that awareness is going to be even more cognitive, okay? Or even more important for your cognition. Stick the key in the ignition. I think this is a music day. All right, so we got physical. Your hand, in need of help, assistance, or guidance. So do not be afraid to, receive that. Open your hand to that. Also be more handful to other people. Be more handful to people. Give full offerings to people rather than like little sprinkles. Okay, when you sprinkle it, spirit gonna say, the ancestors gonna be like, that wasn't enough, and they're gonna go they're gonna end up sprinkling it. Like when you, think about this, when you've been in somebody's life, right, Leo, Virgo, Libra, when you've been in somebody's life and you get them the little sprinkles, I'm like, yeah, this little sprinkle. If you don't like me, I can't say I gave you that much. I said, okay, if you don't like me, I can't say I gave you that much. I said, well, see, right there is when you're like, your answer is like, I asked you to put some more seasoning on that salt. You know what I'm saying? I asked you to put some more seasoning on that salt because that salt is not just for high blood pressure. That salt is for actual purification. And if you come in with pure intentions, guess what? You're going to get purity even back. I'm going to salt all your greens and put them greens all up in that mac, okay? I'm going to be the mac to your greens. I'm going to be the greens to your mac. Do you understand? Like, so there's going to be a complementary to that hand that you get. When you sprinkle, okay, this ain't emerald dash. This is let spirit do that, okay? But so a lot of times, especially in men, especially if men is watching this, a lot of times the men, woo, okay? I call them sadist financialists. I try to stay away from them as much as possible, okay? Them sadist financialists, them financial sadists, look it up. That's your homework for today. Stay away from financial sadists. All right, so we got tulip, great passion. This is for your mental or the material, okay? Your mental and material realm. Great passion. So when you're passionate, you're going to receive passion. When you're focused, you're going to receive focus. When you are dedicated, you're going to receive dedicated. Even if it's in the long run, okay? So that was your ESPM for the next 2 weeks. You have something to look forward to, emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, or materially. Okay. Okay, physically or psychically, okay? Walk all over you. All right, so let's go ahead and tap into your general. Oh, you guys got 3. Oh, hold on, let me do it one more time. It did roll to this one, that's why I didn't want to give you that. But I'll go ahead and go with the first thing I saw. You guys want me to give you 3? Okay, let's focus on the main card, the main major arcana, okay? These boots are made for walking, that's just what they'll do. One day these brown boots are gonna walk all over you. Some of you guys need to go watch Toy Story and get the spiritual messages from that show, okay? No matter if people think you're dead, you're alive. Oh yeah, he didn't think that it was gonna get hard, but he's trying. Okay, anyway, sorry. Okay, so we have the 6 of Pentacles, okay? So this right here is about that give and take. It's about that give and take. Okay, this person does not have this behind its back because it is being malicious to the person who's asking. This person is saying, this is a sufficient amount enough for you to provide stability, etc., etc. Do you understand? Whatever need this beggar has, this is enough to survive, to provide. That's X, Y, Z. So when that hand that came in the physical or the psychic, it's like, okay, when it was time for me to give something to you, did I give it? Sorry, I'm getting spiritual messages. I'm not having this conversation right now. This is a full-time job. Filtering, like, this is a full-time, for anybody that's my spirituals, it's a full-time job filtering messages that's for this video, messages for you to come back to later on, and messages that does not even need to be addressed anytime on this planet or on this phone. Okay? Because cameras are phones, y'all, now. They're the new, hello, hello. They're the new phones, okay? But this right here, this person has pretty much have mastered the Five of Pentacles and having their own back. So the Six of Pentacles, having your own back, but also being able to say, I have enough to give that. I have enough to give that. I have enough to do that. I have enough to do that as well. I actually have even enough vibration to give that. Okay? Even that little bit. Okay? So let's focus on strength, weakness, and advice. So that's your strength. Your strength is that you do know how to give, and that you do know how to receive, and that you do know how to have your own back. Okay? So the physical, so the weakness, or, the what needs to be repairing, is Page of Pentacles. Okay? Knowing the right timing. And your weakness is knowing the right timing to offer that. Knowing the right timing in which, and it may not even be a weakness. It can be strength. Strength and solutions, SSA. However you guys want to, whatever, resonates. But the Page of Pentacles, knowing the right timing at which to give to other people. Knowing the right timing at which to want to need something later on. Want to, provide that new form. Because this is something that's long, substantial. Pentacles, no matter what, is something that's substantial. Something that can actually be of a greater benefit. If, someone's in a position and they're in the Six of Pentacles and they're like, that's why I said this is why it's like, okay, well, you have all of this, why can't you give us that? Oh no. Oh no. Because at the end of the day, what I give you should be enough motivation to make you want to know more about what I gave you. If you're coming back every time because I didn't teach you how to fish, I taught you how to, I taught you how to eat. I taught you how to skin. I forgot what they say with teacher. Invite whatever. I'm gonna just change it up. Invite a person to a fish party, they gonna eat. Invite a person to fishing, they gonna eat for days. They gonna eat forever. So that's the same thing. A Six of Pentacles and a Page of Pentacles, as a strength and weakness, has to know how to use those in a combination. Providing someone with enough to be substantial, but also as a business, never providing someone enough to overpower you, to overthrow you. Okay, I don't want you codependent. I want you to be a long-term, a long-term investment. That type of energy. Okay, even when you guys are, even this is for business advice, you are supposed to provide an adequate amount of resources, because you're not just going to be speaking to that one client that you spoke to all the time. You're going to be speaking to other clients that may come around and say, oh yeah, this is something I would want to invest in, because they have seen, this is a Page of Pentacles, almost like word of mouth, as far as they have seen you provide for other people. They have seen you, it's like, what's it called? Customer satisfaction, customer reviews, that type of energy, okay? But it's not your job to say, okay, that's you can come here for the long, you can come here, this is always first, you can come here for the short term fulfillment of who I am, or you can come for the long term fulfillment of who I am, of fulfillment of who my company is. And so, because most of the time when people first buy, they say, oh, this is because I want to just try it. When they come back, oh, this is because it benefited me for the long riding, okay? They have the memory of always needing you. They have a memory of always wanting you. They have a memory of always wanting to provide. So this is a pinnacle-based reading, you guys. Being able to say, and even to sell other people. That's the point of really if you were wanting to become an transition IG influencer or whatever you want to be, having that as your do. Okay? I said, repetition creates customers. Repetition creates clients. Repetition creates business. Repetition creates branding. Repetition creates, you understand? And who you are has to be packaged in that whole entirety. Who you will be has to be packaged, excuse me. Sorry. I couldn't ignore it either because it kept going. But, it has to become who you are. It has to become, that's the advice. It has to become who you are. If somebody see you do something once, they're gonna expect you to do it again. They're gonna expect you to, okay? I'm not saying always create wowing things, but always create valuable wow factors. I took this course on Coursera. I have a certification in it. It might not be significant to anyone, but if you guys are very interested, it very helped me out. Like, it helped me out like long term for my business. It's called How to Create Viral Content and Marketing or something like that. But you guys can look it up, basically contagious and viral posts or something like that. But that's sorry, because Coursera. But yeah, pretty much that's gonna be you guys a general reading. Strength, weakness, advice. Remember, the 3 is about working with other people, but 3 is about other people saw. Okay, what other people see and what other people are gonna know. I mean, like, what other people are gonna tell. See and then tell. See and then tell. Your third eye is the teller. Your 2 eyes are your witnesses. Your third eye is the teller. Your 2 eyes are the witnesses. From Nicole Creighton, okay? From Selfie, Carats mouth. All right, so let's go ahead and move into your masculine and feminine crystal reading, okay? I have it shuffled now. I did have it divided because I was working in colors, which Spirit just told me to shuffle. Because you guys know, if you guys don't shuffle your decks, there's stagnant energy around those. I have read it from, I think it's called, I forgot who I follow, but their name is like Tarot Reader Peter or something like that. I love the name, it's so cute. So Tarot Reader Peter, he was talking about that. He was like, I have read it this morning, that's why. So it's very significant for just kind of like really providing yourself with that. Because I have a lot of decks, so I have to sometimes go through and just shuffle them. Okay, I mean, I'm always playing with them. I just have to go through and shuffle them in my hands and vibrate, and then it goes to my mind and do everything else that I need to do. All right, so then we got masculine. So we got quantum quattro. Sorry. All right, so this is quantum quattro, okay? Quantum quattro. All right, so this is about synergy, okay? For the masculines, they'll have amazing healing power and dramatic effect on physical vitality. So this is for your masculine. Like, it's like, oh, you know he the man when he the man because he the man. I said, but you don't know he the man when you ain't the man because he ain't the man. You know what I'm saying? He the man when he the man because he the man. But when you're not with somebody who not synergized with you, you feel like he is draining you and just pretty much just asking for your goodies without nothing in return. And y'all ask to be letting him return with no bank deposit slips, do you? You let him return with no bank deposit slips. But it brings about an energetic shift and integration, okay? So being integrated, but also being interdependent, okay? And not having a codependent, someone being codependent on your source rather than being codependent on your own, their source. Having like an equilibrium to the the energetic exchanges you two are having with each other, but also putting this crystal within you guys' conversations, like putting that the angel light. I recommend for couples to really like when it's time to have those like sit down discussions, putting that quantum quattro right in the middle between you two, but also that angel light, and then also the amethyst to protect the relationship and the integrity of the conversation. So putting those 3 crystals would be really essential for having that conversation with your partners that are going to be vital for keeping the vibration high, but also keeping the understanding and the clarity clear, okay? But then we have the healing insight is recognizing that you cannot heal anyone else or influence their behavior enhances your own being, okay? It helps. It is a strong investment when you do that to yourself. When you like, I cannot do that for you. I can never do that for you. And not because you can. It's not because you can never. It's because it's just like, I have already been seen. I have already been shown. Okay, but some people could go into a space, and this also energizes all chakras. But some people go into that space where they're like, it's not that I don't want to do that ever. It's just that I just can never do that forever. I can never do that forever. Okay, and some people get very codependent on what it was in the beginning when the energy has to shift to upgrade to what is actually truly existing between the two dynamics, the two polarities between the masculine and the feminine. Okay, but then even if this is about yourself, okay, sometimes you got to have a real conversation with yourself or a real one-on-one conversation with God. You got to put those crystals right there and say, God, talk to me. What am I not seeing? What emotional awareness am I not providing for myself, but also the energy that people around me is not providing for me? Okay. He gonna drop them gems on you. But here we go. So the timing, this is very essential. You guys can make sure you guys talk during these seasons as well, or during these signs, okay? So Taurus, during Taurus season, okay? Always go in talking about your second house. What values are we doing? What values and savings are we providing for each other? What are we saving for each other? And then we go into Gemini, okay? What can we mercurially speak on that we feel compatible to speak together on. Okay, and then we got the Virgo. What do we need? What do we feel in our gut that we need to work on the most without it being something that's discussed? Okay, or you know what I'm saying? Because Virgo is about what can we do day to day to make each other feel great about each other's energy. Okay, and then we got Libra. How can we balance the harmony of our actual relationship? Okay, the actual relationship. Okay, how we relate. And then we have Scorpio. Now, how can we sexually fulfill each other's needs with the vibration of eliminate anything, because you guys rule the eliminatory rate system, not you all, but Scorpio. So what can we eliminate within each other's vibration that no longer needs to be pretty much nothing? Okay, and then Sagittarius, what do we need to know? How do we provide each other more information that's going to get us into a higher emotional awareness space? And then we go into the Capricorn. So that's like do 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 do. You see what I'm saying? Go from Taurus to brr, brr, brr. So we're going from the 8 to the 9. Okay, how can we have more faith with each other? We go to the Capricorn. How can we work together? Okay, so that right there is a really great timing. It's a really great card for relationships. Definitely for even balancing your own emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental or material realm or psychic realm. Okay, and then we have the soul path. So holistic healing for the soul. Okay, and then your second crystal is going to be Menelite. It's always men's problem. It's always men. So we have Menelite. All right, that's 40. So that's a 40. Trading that good music for us and creating that good music for me and my shorties. All right, so we got the wise feminine. All right, so it has a profound connection with earth, okay? So going outside to go get yourself grounded. The wise feminine and priestess power. So this is definitely in alignment with the high priestess. Oh, I love this. Right out, just talk to me. All right, so it also marks the rite of passage through womanhood to wisdom, okay? Through womanhood to wisdom. So this is about the maturation. It's a process of a warm riser. The soul and the heart do not age. Okay, so the soul, the heart, they're all the same age. So if I want to act like I'm a young chick, I'm gonna be a young chick. If I want to be, if I want to be living in my wisdom, I'm gonna be in my wisdom. If I'm gonna be growing with my elders, I'm gonna grow with my elders. I said, but I am always gonna have that heart. I'm gonna always have that soul. You understand? But these man, she said Nicole. Okay, sorry. I said stop. Sorry, I had got that. I had to come in. But yeah, anyway, yeah, that was shout out to Lele. Okay, so be the embodiment of a wise feminine. Okay, do never take advantage of an elder spirit. Okay, never take advantage of an elder spirit, because an elder spirit is always going to provide you with the power. They're going to always provide you with the power. Okay. Any woman who's immature has not been around an older woman who was mature as with her. Okay? Or some people ignore maturation anyway, so don't think it's just like an old person problem. And not just an old person, but an elder. All right, so let's go ahead and get into your feminine and masculine. Your love cards. Okay, you guys have really been going on and on. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this really quickly. Let's go ahead and see the month at which... Okay, November. So the best time for you guys to... I'm going to go back into the quantum quattro. Sagittarius, November, Scorpio. So what do you guys need to eliminate and what do you guys need to have faith in? November. It'd be a great time for you guys to work on it from now to then, okay? So that's going to be the most essential areas to work towards. And then what are you guys going to be focusing on as, just as a couple, but also as an individual watching this? I'm going to be using the Astro House. Oh, career, okay? So focus on your career. Making sure the career is going to be intact, but also integrable for you to even harmonize with someone or synergize with someone, okay? So let's go ahead and pull the 2, masculine, feminine, okay. So we got the religious factor and make the effort. So your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Okay, so that right there, 9, the faith, that 9, Sagittarius. Go ahead and go into that. Masculine, you need to be the leader in what you want your household to be provided and as like. Okay, because I can tell you, one of the reasons why my grandparents, it wasn't the primary reason, but one of the reasons my maternal grandparents kind of divorced was because my grandmother, she practiced things in nature of like that I am now, that were an uncompromisable act for my grandfather. Like he was like, I don't care what you do, just don't try to convert me, dude. And that right there was not in harmony and with their faith, not in harmony and with they were trying to both geographically, whether that be like from a spiritual geographical space, you know, because my grandmother, she is very much like heavily into like, she likes the Torah. I always say it wrong, but the Torah, I be like the Torah. But she reads that, but you know, she was also into witchcraft, but she was also into, you know, tarot, etc., back in her youthful days. But like, he didn't mind. It just wasn't something that he wanted to have in his mind or be inflicted or influenced by. But that effort was actually more important for his long-term protection. And you know, he rejected the protection, which is fine. I said, but you know, rejecting protection from someone who is spiritually inclined is probably one of like the most detrimental things that you can do as a masculine. And I think even as like knowing, you know, that as your foundation in the beginning is how you eliminate those mispractices that you will be causing someone in a spiritual, especially if it was a feminine, in a spiritual field, okay? Because we're not just your healers, we're not just your dumpers. You can't just come and be like, bruh. Okay, but that was just like a little tidbit about my personal life, but also, you know, how you guys as a masculines could maybe reaffirm that. And even as a masculine, your masculine energy as a feminine, like, you know, if it's like for me, I have to tell people, hey, like I will help, I will heal, definitely, no matter what. But I'm not your, you know, I had to divide the energy. It's not just about you. You didn't just get a person like little like guru and like not be able to share her. Like, you have to share her. You have to share her with the world. Like, and share yourself. Even as a masculine. You have to share. If there's masculine wizards, you have to share. You have to share that man. Okay? If he has a compliment to give to a feminine, then that's what he's going to give to her. All right, so we have playfulness and then forgiving and learning. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Okay, so for that, playfulness. Okay, but also forgiving and learning. So as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moments. Okay, so this is right here for the feminine. This is a whole new direction, but this is for you to have that lifeful. When we talk about that heart and that maturation and that soul being youthful still, and it is not aging, it's gonna always be at the age that you captured, that you have always. Like, that soul has to evolve. That soul is gonna go through many bodies, many spirits, just to continue to remain in that vitality. Okay, whether it be different life experiences, different themes, different etc. Okay. So that's that. Let's go. I don't even remember, guys, if I did. I think this was it. I feel like, did I do these? I said I'm gonna do it, but I don't think I did do it. Okay, one. Okay, here's one. What's out of fool? Oh, justice. Okay. So this is about justice, okay? Overall, what you want to receive and what you're going to balance and what you're going to, the seventh house, what you're going to be, I guess, in a sense, provided spiritually, but also provided physically, materially, emotionally, is going to be of doing of the past, of doing of the work that you're doing presently, of doing of what spirit in the future wants you to have, okay? What spirit in the future wants you to be responsible for. Okay, if you're responsible for little and you do it well with gratitude, guess what? You can do a whole lot with a ton of, okay? Okay? If you do well with a little, you're going to do well with a lot. If you can do well with a little, you can do well with a lot. So that was going to be you guys' readings for the week. I'll see you guys in the next video, and you guys watch your sun, moon, rising for the next signs as well. Ciao, bellos.